Hey everybody, today we've got another 2024 hypothetical matchup. This time we've got two U.S. senators going at it, Jacky Rosen of Nevada for the Democrats and Deb Fischer of Nebraska for the Republicans. This was suggested to me in the comments. This is an unusual matchup in the sense that these are two senators that are definitely not household names, especially Deb Fischer. Fischer is not from a competitive state. Jacky Rosen, not the most popular senator. She won by about 5 points in 2018. She's up for re-election next year, so it's kind of hard to predict how the states would go. If these two actually faced off, I have to assume both of them would run a serious national campaign and get their name recognition up. Jacky Rosen, if she ran nationally, I think she would do well enough. Probably on par with your standard Democrat. She's not going to excite the progressives at all. She's going to compete for the suburban vote, the independents, any voters that might be swayable toward the center. Deb Fischer's going to do the same thing, and she last won re-election in 2018. She's up again in 2024. Last time she got the Donald Trump endorsement, she'd probably get enough of those voters out, but not at all near the level Trump would actually turn them out. She's going to also try to appeal to the same voters in the middle, the independents, and also get out much of the regular establishment Republican vote. So let's try to go through these states. We could talk a little bit more about it at the end. So let's get into it. We'll start in Alaska. That is going to be safe over 10 points for Deb Fischer. Hawaii is going to be safe for Jacky Rosen. Back up to the West Coast, Washington, Oregon, California, those are blue states, and they're going to be safe for Rosen. Now we've got Nevada, Jacky Rosen's home state. If this was a serious national campaign, I think she would comfortably win her home state, and I have it by somewhere between a 5 and 10 point margin, likely for Rosen. Idaho, Utah, safe for Fischer. Let's check out Arizona. This state has drifted away from the Republicans. In this matchup, Deb Fischer might be the right person to get enough voters in Maricopa County to come back to the Republican side. And this was probably the hardest state for me to call because I do think Rosen is capable of winning it, but I gave it to Fischer by a narrow, less than 1 point tilt margin. Montana, Wyoming, safe for Fischer. Colorado, safe for Rosen. New Mexico, likely for Rosen. Back up to North Dakota, South Dakota, safe for Fischer. Now we've got Deb Fischer's home state of Nebraska. That will, of course, go safe for her. How about the second district? That's the Omaha district. It got slightly redder since redistricting. It's definitely trending away from the Republicans. In this matchup, I do give Deb Fischer a little bit of a home state boost, and I can see her winning this district by low single digits, 1, maybe up to 3 points. Leans for Fischer. Kansas, safe for Fischer. Oklahoma, safe for Fischer. Let's go to Texas. I think on the whole, it's still a red enough state to where most Republicans win it, and usually by a likely margin. And I also think Fischer's going to win it by over 5 points. I don't know if she'd be able to flip Williamson back, but I think she would keep the margins up enough to be able to win that by a likely margin. Let's go up to Minnesota. That's going to be likely for Jacky Rosen. Iowa, that's a state that's become red enough for most Republicans to win. Fischer gets it by a likely margin. Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, safe for Fischer. Let's go to Wisconsin. Very tough state again. I don't know how much appeal either of these two are really going to have in the Rust Belt. I don't think they're going to be exciting anybody. So after thinking about it for a little while, I did settle on a tilt for Rosen. Illinois, safe for Rosen. Michigan is going to be leans for Rosen. Indiana, safe for Fischer. Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, safe for Fischer. Let's go down to Florida. This I think will be about 4 to 5 points. Leans for Fischer. How about Georgia? Here's another super close state trending away from the Republicans. The Atlanta suburbs, not a surprise. That's going to be where this state is won. I think they would prefer Jacky Rosen a little bit more than Deb Fischer. The red Trump counties, they're going to come out enough for Fischer, but I think Fulton County, it's going to be a little bit too much, and Jacky Rosen will win this by a tilt margin. South Carolina, safe for Fischer. North Carolina, it's going to be low single digits. Leans for Fischer. Let's jump up to Ohio. That's going to be likely for Fischer. West Virginia, that's a red state. That's going to be safe for Fischer. Let's go to Maine at large. That's going to be likely for Rosen. The first district, safe for Rosen. The second district, leans for Fischer. Next state, New Hampshire. That's going to be probably mid-single digits. Maybe it gets up to likely, but I kept it at leans for Rosen. Now we've got the blue states, Vermont, New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and Washington, D.C., safe for Rosen. Let's do Pennsylvania. That, I think, is going to be leans for Rosen. And the last state is Virginia. Those northern Virginia suburbs, they're going to be too much for Deb Fischer. Jacky Rosen wins it by a likely margin. And there's your final map. That's 291 for Jacky Rosen, 247 for Deb Fischer. So I don't know where these two stand on all the issues. I try to look up a few things, but even so, I think a lot of it would just come down to which one has the D and which one has the R next to their name. The turnout would be reduced. They're not really going to excite the base much. Fischer might do it a little bit better than Rosen, but I think enough voters and independents in the middle would probably end up supporting Jacky Rosen. That gives her an extra 1 or 2 points across most of these states, and that's enough for her to win this election. Now, of course, there's other things that come into play: the national environment, their running mate, and what the key issues are at the time. If abortion is a big topic, Jacky Rosen, she's going to hit that hard. The suburbs would come out for her, and that would make it even more tough for Deb Fischer. Plus, Fischer would probably be tied to Donald Trump a little bit. I don't know how much that would actually hurt her at this point, but I think it's going to be more of a problem than Jacky Rosen being tied to Joe Biden. So you're probably going to disagree on a few of these states, but this is the map that I settled on. Maybe you've looked in depth on both of these candidates, and you know exactly what the margin would be in Arizona and Michigan and Georgia, but for me, I view these two in the direction of a standard Democrat and standard Republican. This was a different kind of matchup, but not the most compelling one that I've done. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about these two going at it? Which states would you change? Any chance Deb Fischer could pull out a win here? Let me know down below. On your way out, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.